How are you?
Good evening. Good evening, Sports America. Even though ain't no sports are playing, man, we there's still some things to talk about. A lot of plenty of things to talk about. So here we are. Glad everybody what I'm saying, adjusted their time. We were a little behind. Real world still got real world problems, folks. So we are running an hour behind, but not like we are up against anything other than quality bonding time with your families, right? But I know everybody's kind of done that all day if you're quarantined at home. But I can all seriousness, do forgive us for being a little hour, a little late. Me and Brandon got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to react to. Got a new quarterback here in Indianapolis. There's some awesome other player movement around the NFL. It almost kind of feels like if it wasn't for the quarantine, right? It almost would feel like NBA free agency, but there's been that much player movement going on with the NFL. With big name players, I want to add in. So, like I said, thank you for everybody for joining us tonight. Let's get on into it, Brandon.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, we'll go. Let's just talk about the big topic everybody's been talking about: coronavirus. We talked
Oh
about
man,
it a little bit last week when we did the show.
yep.
Uh, when everything kind of started going, the NBA season and such was canceled or postponed and such. But John, the sports world has taken a severe halt. Being canceled still to this day. Sporting events are getting canceled. We're looking at maybe the NBA returning in June, most likely.
Yep.
We've got Major League Baseball right now that's only pushed back 2 weeks, but end up could be in more for them. We've got NASCAR pushed back. You got IndyCar pushed back. Everything is just kind of in the college basketball. March Madness, John, one of our favorite times we've been building up the whole season for, gone,
Yep.
uh, canceled,
Yep.
not getting a chance. John, man, there ain't much. I don't know, man. Besides my own real world stuff going on with jobs and going day by day and no sports on TVs, but you kind of go back to, you got to go to your roots, your family, your friends to keep your sanity because there's not a lot of positive stuff going on right now, man. And you're the big guy
Uh,
on positive.
right. Thank you. Absolutely, man. In sports is that escapism that we atypically have to get us away from a lot of those real world issues that we go through as adults. Um, and we don't have it right now, man. It's unfortunate that the Final Four had to go away. I mean, saying we don't get to hear one shot. I mean, I scroll through a bunch of one shining moments from YouTube's past, from years past through YouTube rather. But we don't get to really get to see a one shining moment. Get to see who was the cream of the crop. We kind of, saying, because you never know who, saying. You always got your blue bloods over here, and you got those guys who's trying to get up into the blue blood category. And I think it was really wide open with the Final Four this year, with with the tournament. There really wasn't a team that you said, oh man, they're those are the two teams that we know are going to make to the Final Four. So it is unfortunate. It also that a lot of those guys, seniors and juniors, and even some of the freshmen, ain't going to be able to put their talent on display. For the upcoming draft. What I believe, man. There's an underhand, under table agreement between the NCAA and the NBA on how they
Mhm.
showcase their talent. And I mean, let's be honest, man, the tournament is where a guy can become a star. You know what I mean? It's all media access, all eyes on me, man, and a guy can get a hot hand in the tournament and be interested to become from a second rounder to a first rounder, man. So a lot of those stories, we're not gonna be privy to. I mean, because guys are going. I don't know if guys are going to start massively come out. The NBA has a lot of other things ahead of their plate set besides the NBA draft. You know what I'm saying? That's later on in the summer as well. So but I imagine as soon as the NBA kind of figures out the rest of their, after this, this 2 week period is up or whatever, and after the NBA kind of figures out the rest of their season, there'll be a draft, and then guys are, announce or whatnot. But yes, everything is kind of been put to a halt, and and because the high infection level of this particular virus, yeah, and it has to be so. I'm
Mhm.
past the point of surprise every morning or every day that I have. when it says, "Hey, guess what? The restaurant and bars are closing," or "Hey, guess what? Capital Square, all time malls are closing." And if that's the case, if you live here in the Circle City, as you and me, as Brandon and I do, if Lafayette Square is closing, man, I don't know if it's ever gonna open back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know, Brandon, man. You have to find to keep some sanity, man. You have to find some humor in some of this, man. I take all of this very serious, man. I jokingly call myself a quarantine king. You know what I mean? No, but it's just I'm not a hoarder, but it's just it's a natural. It's just my natural shopping patterns how I shop, dude. To buy two at a time of things. You know what I'm saying? So you always have a backup.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, rightfully so, man. People are buying paper products at an exorbitant rate. People are buying cleaning products at an exorbitant rate. People are buying, food like there ain't gonna be another Thanksgiving. You know what I'm
No
saying?
kidding.
They buying food like there ain't gonna be another Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? One of my side hustles, everybody knows, is I work for a corporation. You know what I'm saying? Retail corporation with red letters and a Target on their back, right? Uh, I'm not giving them full commercial, man, because they ain't paying no bills up in here. But
Not yet.
we'll have to right, not yet. But we'll have to work with management on that. Getting that. Anyway, man, I never seen even in a place that has a specialty store that has a variety of things like that, or Walmart. I've never seen people just you never seen baking goods like oil, baking, grease, and,
Right.
and all canned goods and all bread just gone. All bread. Like, even, man, listen, do you eat Hill bread? I don't eat Hill bread.
Heel
People
bread? No.
like the very Hill, man, all that's gone. All that's
Mm-mm.
gone. So like I said, man, Brandon, you just have to find so long as what I haven't seen, thankfully, man, I have not seen a mass amount of it to bring it all to. I have not seen a mass amount of like violence, or I know it has happened around. I haven't seen nobody a fatality or anything like that. But like,
Right.
man, to keep your sanity, man, like you said, man, we all kind of have the answers to that. To stay around your family. You know what I'm saying? Contact your friends. I text my friends pretty much every day. I'm around my family, you know what I'm saying, pretty much every day. I'm quarantined, you know what I'm saying, with my
You don't
daughter.
text me every day.
Huh?
You
Oh,
don't
dude,
text
I
me
text
every
you. I
day.
communicate, dude. Don't start, dude. I communicate with you in some form or
I'm
fashion,
just
dude.
saying.
Don't
There was a
start.
day or two where I
Don't
didn't hear
start.
from you. I had to check and see if you're still alive. I know you're old age. I
Oh,
gotta make
man,
sure you're still alive.
I didn't watch so many doomsday movies, man. You just put that shit into motion. Oh, you just put that into motion, and you'll be pretty good.
I just watched one.
In
It
all
was on
fairness.
TNT the other night. It has oh my god, not Quarantine. What the heck is the
With the Outbreak.
man? No, Outbreak's a good
Me and the
one.
kid, me and the kid watched The Outbreak with Morgan Freeman and Dustin Hoffman. Man, she
Yeah.
hated it. I loved
Okay.
it.
Does she want a good
There's a
one?
lot of
Because
There's a lot of factual. She wants. What's the other one? Go ahead.
Contagion. That's what I watched.
Yeah, that's the one everybody's saying go watch.
That's the shit that's real. Oh, that's the stuff that's real.
It's all
Just
good.
like
You know
this
what?
modern.
We gonna get a $5 shit jar every time somebody says shit on this show. Because you know what, Brandon? I told some kids at my
Five.
site about our show, and they start following us
Okay.
on YouTube.
Okay.
We're trying to get our YouTube subscribers up, folks. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
I have to mention a lot of, you know what I'm saying? And these two little guys I can't mention by name, you know what I'm saying? I know who they are. And they have YouTube channels as most little kids do. But they enjoy my time and I enjoy their time. And I tell them, and they like sports. These two little guys both play baseball and soccer. So
Okay.
as I don't know a hell of a lot about soccer, they educate me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that they are learning themselves because they are youth soccer players. So, man, but now, man, you got to plug the YouTube site.
Well,
But
shout
like I
out to
said, man,
them.
we got to watch our mouths. Like I said, we got to watch our mouths because we got young listeners listening now.
$5 is
I
a
love it.
lot,
I love it.
but okay.
Huh?
I said $5 is a lot, but I'll do it. That's fine. Well, shout out to those two young guys.
Yep, yep.
John, one quick before we move on from coronavirus itself. The NBA is shut down right now. Looking at mid-June, you know, I think they'll continue the season kind of where it left off, and it will be interesting to see how these players do. That rust that we're having right now of them not playing at all. What I think is going to happen, John, and looking into the next year of basketball for the NBA, the guys get going in mid to late June. Okay, it's going to be an awesome summer. We got stuff to talk about this summer. NBA basketball, the playoffs will be going on. We're looking August, probably early August for the NBA finals, right to end, right before NFL would probably start. Um, what I think will end up happening, because then you got to deal with the draft, you got to deal with a free agency, all that period. I think where the NBA will do is I think the NBA will start the next following season either on Christmas in 2021, because if you remember right, back when we had the lockout season, everybody was so excited. The ratings were so high on that Christmas day when it started.
Yeah.
What a perfect time to start the next season.
I hate it.
And just do a 56 game season.
I hate it.
Shorten the season to 56 games.
Is it going to go back to 82 after that, though?
It will.
Okay. I love everything that you said. I love it. I do. I like this better. How about they pitch their mid-season little tournament in this summer? Just do that and make that your champion.
So just scrap the season and just do the tournament?
Whatever mid-season tournament that you had, your big brains already kind of had planned, you kind of grow with that. Now, that still don't solve your plan is probably the best, because then that still kind of throws everything off, because now we're in it in the fall, damn near, and we got to start back in the fall. No, so kind of what you said would probably be the best plan, but it just kind of depends how all this shakes out.
Man, all those LeBron haters, if we did just regular season, we just did this tournament.
It's a shame.
These LeBron haters would be like, hey, LeBron didn't win the NBA championship this year because they stopped the season and they just did a regular tournament.
Yeah.
These LeBron haters would be all about that.
It's a shame. Well, it's going to be a shame regardless, man. Even if everything doesn't go back as planned, it's going to be a shame. It's going to be a shame regardless. Everybody's season was cut short. Not just LeBron. Even Giannis's MVP season. I think if the season stopped, nobody's kind of talking about that right now, man. If the season stopped right now, who was MVP? Was it co-MVP? I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it's been done before.
Nah.
Was it co-MVP? I don't know. Was Ja Morant the clear-cut Rookie of the Year?
Yes.
I think so. Who was comeback player of the year? You know what I'm saying? Do they still call it that? It's usually a Pacer. Or the Pacers usually have a high propensity of getting that.
Pacers have a lot.
So what happens is kind of like all those awards. I don't know, man. Part of me kind of says, man, they need to scrap the season.
Who cares, man? I don't think a lot of people will care about awards. The fact is, we just play basketball. I think the players wouldn't care about awards as much as let's get back to playing.
Brandon, would the NBA go to a Final Four? This just make all the basketball people's dreams happy. Go to a single elimination tournament. Everybody's in.
With timing wise, they could. That way you're not dragging it. Because my thought process was you do a best of 3 in the first round, a best of 5, and then a best of 7 and 7. You can do it like that. And then you just shorten your breaks. So what will end up happening is it hates it, and the fans love it. Unfortunately, you're probably going to have some back-to-backs,
Well, they ain't got no back-to-backs now, so all that rest stuff. Look at that.
So, speaking of the NBA, they just had some breaking news. Adam Silver apparently talked today, and give me a second while this loads up. He was talking some testing, the hiatus, the return, and more on the coronavirus. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has outlined 3 options to Rachel Nichols as the league office is considering. Number 1, restart the season with fans. Number 2, games without fans. Number 3, other ways for players to play, whether it's a charity event or a tournament. Also, Adam Silver has said that the NBA has discussed about some sort of one-off all-star style game as a fundraiser, entertainment, diversion during the coronavirus league system. Also, NBA games will resume when public health officials give us the okay. He's asked about the fate of awards and statistical records in the event of a season cancellation, and Adam Silver said he's not there yet. When asked if the result of the NBA calendar could be permanently shifted as a result of this, such as a season starting on Christmas, Adam Silver said possibly. Those are things we're talking about currently. So how weird is that? We just talking about it, and he comes out and says it immediately.
Unprecedented times, man. The NBA kind of stays on the curb, not on the curb. They kind of stay on. They ahead of everybody, man. You got to give it up to them, man. They are some impressive, you know what I'm saying, thinkers, man. They you know what I'm saying, progressive. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Wow.
So
Brandon,
interesting.
all those options sound great, man. To put, if I kind of read that the right way, man, or did there kind of, you said a charity game to like help raise money. So like this
Like,
is, but like Brandon, that's damn near like we trying to, we are the, that's bigger than we are the world, man. That's how much. I'm not gonna say that's not as equal to a championship ring, but like the participation level in that would be like it should be like, you know, not like the Olympics, like you know how the Olympics is. I don't know if I'm gonna play. I don't know if I'm gonna. No, everybody should be like, I'm all in. Like,
yeah.
I'm all in.
And just to make a point, um, we're not downplaying the coronavirus itself for with sports talk and all this, and saying sports is more important than the coronavirus because it's not. Um, Obviously, we got people dying because of this and people getting really sick and ill. So we're not trying to say that it's not important or not at the forefront. We're just, a lot of people have heard about the corona and they're getting in your face every single day, every single minute. We're just trying to bring a little bit of normalcy back with a little bit of sports talk. Uh, Joke about things we say. It's not an ill light of the coronavirus. Bring it somewhat back for maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes for people to kind of have a little bit of normalcy. So I did want to kind of put that little asterisk on there before we did
Oh,
this. So,
before I got some good positive Corona notes here too. Man, don't worry about it. But
oh,
we got to get through the show.
Dr.
We got to
Birdsong.
get
All
through the
right,
show.
let's go NFL, John, because that's where who thought we'd be talking about the NFL in March this
Dude,
early?
the NFL lost his mind. But like the NFL lost his mind, and you know what I'm saying, if they had a platform to lose their mind because people are trying to get away from, you know what I'm saying, this what we're talking about, the virus and whatnot, man. So one domino falls and then another one falls, man. So like the rumors are true, man. Phillip Rivers is the Indianapolis next starting quarterback.
How's
They
that
paid him
feel?
25.
How's that feel to
They
say
paid
it?
they to say I was wrong, man, hurts more than it says that Phillip Rivers is gonna be starting. You know
Who
what I
told you
mean?
from the start?
Here's what's crazy about it, man. I want to talk about the trade because they also made a trade. The Colts also made it. Yeah, Brandon made it. They also made a trade for the 13th pick to get Buckner from out of San Francisco, to which is what every little fanboy around here was like. Ballard needs to fix this. Ballard needs to get. We need to get it. Even Dockets was talking about Dockets all year. Dockets all year was talking about we need to get a better pass rush. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we just got a better pass rush. Buckner has the capability. Khalil Mack capability. I'm not saying Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, but I'm saying Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald capability. Um, and it's not on a bad contract at all. We're only talking like 2 years, so we're not losing our mind, you know. But this is what hell. He's coming off the Super Bowl. Like everything that all those things are like what fanboys want. He played on a Super Bowl team. You know what I'm saying? He has over 19 and a half sacks in the last 2 seasons. I'm not making fun of our Southern Indiana listeners, but that's how they, you know what I'm saying? I guess I am. But so on and so forth, man. So this is a good pickup because the guy they were gonna pick up 13, maybe he was a guy that you were thinking about picking up from Alabama, you know what I'm saying, the wide out, or maybe it's a guy from that Big 12 team that you were thinking about. But you know what I'm saying, sometimes you can get those value players a little later down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So you plug the hole. They plug the hole. They bring this guy over. Hopefully you know what I'm saying. Ballard, you know, we all know Ballard's a film guy, crazy film guy. So he feels like he can fit with the team. So that's a positive. But the Phillip Rivers joint, man, no, man. I again, it's either so again. So we can still walk out of this. We can still walk out of this season as a Colts fan, right? I'm not necessarily. I'm not necessarily talking as Jonathan Burks on the analysis, right? But as a Colts fan, you can walk out of this as saying, "Hey, we brought Phil Rivers in, stopgap, 1 year, $25 million. Man, what is money? What is money to a fan, right? It's all the owner's money anyway. So man, so don't worry about this. Don't worry about the zeros behind what. Worry about the years. It's only for 1 year. So don't lose your mind. Stopgap. Philip Rivers was 5-11 last year. Had a worse percentage by percentage. He had a worse year than Jacoby Brissett. So if I'm Jacoby Brissett's management, I'm like, man, don't worry about the coach asking me to leave. I'm going to ask my representation to ask for a trade. That's not to be arrogant, but that's what Jacoby Brissett's people see. That's like, dude, I played better than that cat, and I played hurt better than that cat. Who was, and I get that cat is probably walking to the Hall of Fame for whatever reason because of longevity, but better than me, nah, he doesn't deserve that. So Jacoby Brissett's probably going to get moved, but Phil Rivers, at best, can help us try to win the AFC South because it's competitive. I think Tennessee's the best team. As Jacksonville's now selling off its pieces of the dream. And we know Texas just made just terrible bad trades. We'll get to that here in a second, right? But we're talking about the Colts. So the Colts are probably thinking, hey man, at best we could be second. At worst, we're still playing for, Clemson's quarterback or Ohio State's quarterback next year in a particular draft. So it's a gamble that's the reality. It's the gamble that maybe people don't like because, like I said, the Colts are probably playing for second. That's the truth. The Colts are probably playing for second in the AFC South. And I know I don't want to hear that, but they don't have on paper enough of confidence. If you were keeping Jacoby Brissett as your backup and cutting Hoyer or trading Hoyer, which ain't going to happen either, I would say yeah maybe. But then Jacoby Brissett's still going to be a little pissy. Even with $15 million, he's still going to be pissy that he's a backup. Back up to what? I backed up Philip Rivers. They didn't believe him in LA. And that's the first time I got that right. I usually call him San Diego. You know what I mean? But they didn't believe him that tenure of quarterback, they didn't believe enough in him to give him like a GOAT moment, go out in glory moment. They said, bye, bud. So, hey man, we got Philip Rivers. I guess we gotta be all in. But really, can he be all in? He just got paid. He just got paid $25 million. It doesn't matter if he goes out there and shits or shinolas. There you go, another $5. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He just got paid. I wouldn't be surprised if Phil Rivers don't retire next year. After next year.
Yeah, I think he's got he's got this 1 year deal. I think he's going to try to play for another contract if he can get anything. But it's looking like a Kerry Collins 1 year deal. And who's to say he doesn't get hurt this year? Huh?
Yeah, I said, does it ever?
Yeah, it's and here's my thing with it. A couple months ago, that Philip Rivers and the Colts would be a perfect marriage. You called me crazy, so be it. But if you look at it, Philip Rivers is a serviceable quarterback. Can he come in and this Indianapolis Colts team 100%? I think one of the biggest things with this Colts team is they were also looking for yards per pass. Jacoby Brissett's yards per pass was only about 3.8 to 4.2 yards per pass. Philip Rivers, this guy he's not afraid to chuck it down the field to his 12 kids, He'll throw all the way down the field everywhere. But by the way, season Colts ticket holders, you just lost about 9 seats with these kids coming in. So, but no, I like the pickup. It's serviceable. It's okay. Yeah, it's $25 million, but that's the quarterback position this day and age. But you've got a 1 year rental, kind of see how he does. And then the Colts can go into next year's draft, figure out if they want a quarterback or if there's somebody else on the free quarterbacks I thought they would have looked at this year. Teddy Bridgewater probably would have been a good quarterback to look at. They mentioned Tom Brady. There ain't no chance in hell that was ever going to happen. There's also Nick Foles. Nick Foles and Frank Wright would have been. But, Jacksonville's not going to trade within the division. That'd be stupid for them to trade in the division.
Absolutely.
For that. Another serviceable quarterback could have been Mitchell Trubisky from Chicago. Maybe him coming in and working with Frank Wright could have done something there. But no, I think you got a veteran. You got somebody that can manage a game, somebody that passes down the field, the deep ball. You did well there. and you got Marlon Mack coming back. You've got Anthony Costanzo that signed, so he's going to be protecting Philip Rivers. And Rivers has a good relationship with the offensive coordinator. They used to work together in San Diego when he was in San Diego,
Right.
not Los Angeles because they were in San Diego first. So we're faith in this team, surprisingly this year, John. I think they will do okay. Like you said, they're playing for second. I think they got second wrapped up. I think it's Tennessee's division this year. Colts to be a second, playing for that wild card spot. Because you got to think, John, this year, we didn't even talk about it. They've added an additional playoff team now. So 7 get in.
Right. And so what so let's try to stick to the AFC South, man. What the Colts got another pick. The Colts have pick 39. That's where I think they can address maybe looking at a Fromm, or maybe even my guy, what's my man's name? They transferred from Alabama to Oklahoma.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen
Don't
Hurts,
worry,
yeah,
he's going to Pittsburgh.
Oh wow. I thought maybe Jameis was going to Pittsburgh.
I think they'll go Hurts before Jameis.
Okay.
I do.
Well, what's going on? I like to kind of talk about Houston and what's going on in Houston, because like O'Brien is going to give us, he's going to give a team away, and not properly. Like, you got to get return value.
Bill O'Brien's got grudges.
Well, I don't know, man. So here's the thing, man. I think DeAndre Hopkins took the high road and said that pretty much everything that Michael Irvin said was, he's like, I don't know. He didn't confirm or deny it, right? But obviously there's a split in the locker room. I don't know, man. It was just a bad trade. It wasn't like Paul Gasol. If I could put it in basketball terms, it wasn't like Paul Gasol for Kwame Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They kind of traded a hot dog with sauerkraut on it and some chips for like we can say top 10 receiver, top 10. I'm just being realistic, top 10. I'm just being realistic, top 10. They traded sauerkraut and hot dog, which is pretty good. You know what I mean? But not what you should trade for a steak.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I was shocked when I saw that trade, and you saw the details of that trade, and you compared it to the other trade with Stephon Diggs leaving Minnesota going to Buffalo, and you're like, my God, which to me shows two things. Number one, Bill O'Brien, he definitely held a grudge against DeAndre Hopkins. And number two, how desperately they need a general manager, and you can't have the head coach be the general manager because he has just made piss poor move after piss poor move, getting rid of Jadeveon Clowney for nothing. You've gotten rid of,
well, Clowney was a little overrated. My personal opinion, Clowney was a little overrated. But yeah, you didn't get nothing. You gave him away for nothing. He's still a name. He's still a marketable name, and he actually had a pretty good season with Seattle this year. O'Brien, I do like as a coach. He is a coaching guy. He knows his things around with a chalkboard around a football facility. He does, whether at the collegiate level or on the
24 up 20 from getting blown.
Thing about it is, man, he has to figure out how to protect his quarterback. One, you know what I'm saying, with an offensive line, and he has to figure out how to maximize the rest of what we have left with J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt is still a pretty special type of player. Kind of Rex having. I know, from a defensive standpoint, what I'm saying, he hasn't been there. His availability has been in question. But I don't know, man. Playing for second is what the Colts are doing right here, because Houston Texans are going to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, absolutely. So, interesting moves by there. We'll see what happens. The AFC South, definitely, it's going to be a great time. And a month from today, the NFL schedule will come out. So, with no sports, that's going to be a huge sporting event. ESPN is going to market the hell out of the NFL schedule coming out that night. So, looking forward to that. What I talked a bit and touched on Stephon Diggs being traded to Buffalo. I think it's a great addition for Josh Allen for that Buffalo team. And they made the playoffs last year, John. They were a little bit away from getting that dub against Houston. So it was interesting there to see them pick him up. Good deep threat there. Teddy Bridgewater signed with the Carolina Panthers. That kind of means the exit for Cam Newton. And they Carolina kind of flubbed the saying that Cam Newton requested a trade and wants out. And Cam Newton says, think about it again, buddy, because that's not how the conversation went down.
Man, who's running the Panthers PR department, man? Matt Rule, what you got going on already,
Woo.
man? I thought you was a solid guy. Conversation probably should have been had with Cam. Or probably should try to get a deal to get Cam out before they sign Bridgewater. Nothing about this divorce is going to be pretty at all. Cam is responsible for taking to the Carolina Panthers to their Super Bowl in the recent years. I know it's been a while, but it's still pretty recent. And I think he's kind of been living on the fumes of that as he's been with the Panthers. It's probably just time for him to have a different scene.
Where does Cam go?
I don't know, man.
Where's he get traded to?
I kind of looked at the football map, and very very lustfully, man, from a combustible media standpoint, man, I would love Cam in New England. I would love it.
I knew you were going to say that.
Him in the hood.
I knew it.
In the hood. Oh wow, man! It would be marvelous. It would be great. It would be awesome if the hood could squeeze whatever. Get to Cam. I'm being honest, man. Cam needs discipline. The one thing Cam doesn't have, because Cam has great, Cam has great everything else. Cam has great athletics. Cam has great ability. But what Cam don't have is great mechanics. What Cam don't have is, putting himself in a position to not necessarily see the next play so you don't get hurt. So that you don't miss games. Cam. I remember on an old show, man. Me and you debated about Cam Newton since his MVP season, man. It was on a steady decline. You know what I'm saying? And even in the MVP this season, it was still kind of like it was just like so much of the offense. It was dependent on him during that time that he sizzled for that team. But man, Cam ain't really sizzled in a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just time for him to divorce now. So to answer your question, right? Damn, Jonathan, get to it. To answer your question, man. I can't really say so very lustfully. I can't. He won't be playing for the New England Patriots. It won't never happen. I can't say never, but I give it a 1% chance of happening.
Shout out real quick, Brandon Brantley.
I can think the Jets, because I know Sweet Lou will probably take him. I know Sweet Lou and a lot of fans up there like him.
Sam Darnold's there, man.
We'll take him over, man. Darnold's still on rookie.
You're forgetting one team. I got the team he's going to.
I'm going to LA too.
Nope.
Possibly. Or you can go to Reclamation City, because they just cut Clutch Joe, and they go to the
no, not there either.
Well, I don't know, dude, because that's only a couple places they can
go a little bit farther south than Carolina. Who has an opening for a starting quarterback right now? Expansion year, same year as the Panthers.
Oh, to go back to Jacksonville?
Go back? What do you mean go back?
I'm sorry, go to Jacksonville.
I think he will be the next Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback.
Man,
it's gonna happen.
I don't know, man. You know that the Khan family likes divas. You know what I mean? They like big names. They like to have the attention kind of put on them. Cam going to Jacksonville, and then have them, and then potentially playing because they always played that game over in England, and then Cam have to wear one of his fancy outfits, or potentially be able to get to meet the Queen or somebody from the royal family. That's not as good as Belichick, though. From a winning standpoint, that's pretty damn good, Brandon. That's pretty damn good if he goes to Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I can picture him in that.
Too, man. LA ain't got crap. Mm-hmm. They don't have no team. They got good defense. They got good defense. Cam, go out there and become a star. Cam,
Which LA?
The Chargers. Go out there and become a star, Cam. Go out there and become a star.
I just picture him in that all teal uniform, or maybe that all black uniform in Jacksonville. Yeah. He's wearing that flashy outfit. Oh, yeah. People lounging in that pool. Cam Newton.
Go to Florida, young man.
This is Reef Gary. I make these very often. I don't make them very often. The last time I made one was when LeBron James left Cleveland for Miami. And the second time I did it was when he left Miami for Cleveland. And then I did it one more time when he left Cleveland for L.A. So this is my fourth Reef guarantee. Ladies and gentlemen, Cam Newton will be a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Look at it. He looked right in the mirror, y'all. He looked right in the camera, y'all. He's serious. He's so serious. But no, man, I like it.
By the way, Brandon Brantley says, "Good show tonight, guys. Helping me keep my sanity." And hey, JB, let's do a spades tournament for charity.
Bet. Bet he be my partner. Bet.
um, John, let's go with the big boy, Tom Brady.
Oh,
John, I never
God.
thought he'd leave New England. And
I'm,
what a way he did it, because when I first saw the Instagram post, it says Patriot forever. I thought, oh, this is okay. He's going to be coming back, and
I did too. I
he
did too.
see ya. I'm out. I'm out. So Tom Brady going, most likely it's looking like he's going to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, John. Bruce Arians going to get a quarterback down there, and Tampa Bay going to be a team to watch. Interesting. So
Hey
then you
man,
look
but
at
no.
New England. You look at New England real quick. Let me give my talk on New England. I'll let you kind of give your Brady information. Looking at them, they got that Seamstra or Sesame, whatever his last name is, starts with an S. They've got him who could come in. They drafted him last year, could be a serviceable quarterback. They also could trade back for Jacoby Brissett in New England, which is a good, strong possibility. Or I can see them and trying to work. I can see them bringing Mitchell Trubisky in from Chicago now that Nick Foles is there. Bring him in New England, and we'll see what happens.
Whew, I don't know. I don't like that last one.
Floor is yours.
I like Jacoby Brissett maybe going back. The front offices of the Colts and the New England Patriots actually have a pretty good working relationship, regardless of what happened with the coaching position a couple of years ago. Um, I don't know, man. To Tom Brady pull the rug up underneath everybody. He left the cupboard bare in New England. There's also been some other defections from the offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really cares about that. But there's been some defections from the offensive line in free agency in his sense. But, you know, people blame that on Bill Belichick did not want to invest in money in those players. And some truth is in that as well, man. I don't know if this is the end of the evil empire. I thought I called it when Philadelphia beat them a couple years ago, man. They came back. You can't really beat either one of them now. And now they're split. Now the evil empire split, man, because they sent Tom Brady to they sent Tom Brady. It's like LeBron James went to go play with the Golden State Warriors. With that receiving core, with that no, in all honestly, man, the Tampa Bay Bucks. The reason why they didn't win last year because they turned over the ball. Everybody knows this. Bill. The coach said it in a nice way that if we had any quarterback, we could win some games. You know what I mean? Now somehow through some chicanery, through the football gods, somehow they got I'm gonna say one of the best quarterbacks ever, and a guy that isn't known for throwing interceptions, and a guy who's known that he has supreme talent, like he has with. Oh my God, I'm trying to think. I won't start pulling names out of my ear, but like he has with Mike Evans and DJ Howard, and they got a pretty good running. They got a two running back playing in Tampa Bay. The reason why they didn't win games and the reason why they weren't a household name is because
Yeah.
they had poor quarterback play. And now they ain't gonna have poor quarterback play. And they have good running backs and they got great young wide receivers. I am concerned about the protection that he's going to get because that's something that Tom Brady is used to. So that's something that he's accustomed to having that all his years through New England, and that's something that we've never really seen him like. Well, we've seen him once he gets rattled, like it's not good. Like things kind of fall apart. But as far as winning games with that particular team and coming in, like who's going to question him? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's going to be a lot of dude. Like he's going to be, hey man, whatever the goat said, that's what we got to do because whatever commitment he's gonna come in with the rings. Now here's the thing: the reality of it is he's still somewhat of a diminished quarterback than what he used to be. He ain't necessarily the GOAT no more, but like sometimes he can pull GOAT moments, and if you can have GOAT moments and you got that kind of talent on the offensive side of the ball, he's got a pretty damn good tight end too. Then you might get yourself back in NFC Championship game, and you might be able to outsling Aaron Rodgers or whoever else might be there at the end. I'm sorry, Seattle. Should be there at the end as well. You might be able to sling out one of them. You know what I mean? Offensively on paper, they look pretty darn good, almost like a Greatest Show on Turf type team. Tom Brady out there playing in that worm I'm sorry, to warm Florida sun. It probably never will rival, even with him, even with the winning that's getting ready to happen with them, with that particular team, barring injury, right? It probably never will rival the social scene of the Miami Dolphins. I mean, something that Miami has. But man, you gotta think, man, the business from a media standpoint is about to pick up now that Tom Brady is in town.
I think I think if Tom Brady and them can win the Super Bowl, if he can take that team to the Super Bowl this year, this is accomplished overall. Taking a Tampa Bay, and by the way, Tampa Bay, they're not a slouch, John. They were in every game this year. It's just Jameis was slinging it all over the
That's
field to
what I'm saying.
everybody. Um, and the thing is, I think that Brady's got a ton of weapons near him. I think he's even looking towards. There was a rumor that the Bucks may be interested, and Brady would like to have Antonio Brown if he can get his act together this offseason. If you add Antonio Brown to that picture down there, because the Pittsburgh connection of Arians and Antonio Brown,
Mm-hmm.
but they had some beef. They had some beef earlier last year because Arians said a few things, and Brown kind of told him to stay in his lane. But if they can get that together, I'm telling you, whoo,
Well,
Chris
AB
Chris
got to get.
Godwin, Mike Evans, and Antonio Brown back down there with Tom, terrific.
Yeah, AB's got to get together. Period. But like, man, they got, like I said, they have a great receiving core, and it would only be upgraded even with a diminished. Like you
Yeah, really.
think about Peyton Manning, how good he was, or how, you know what I'm saying, however you want to gauge it. They still got to the Super Bowl when him in Denver. So Tom Brady's got better offensive weapons, man. This is nothing but a plus. Now here's the thing, though, Brady. You always got to find a catch-all, man. He's going to a little bit better division than the AFC East, man. He's going to be going against
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees. He's going to be going against Drew Brees, and as much as we, what I'm saying, shit on Matty Ice, it's another $5. Much as we could, much as we crap on Matty Ice, man. He sometimes wins some games. 6 week 7 week 8. You know what I mean? He wins some funky little games here and there, man. So I would say the competition in that division is probably a little bit better, more style. Even with Buffalo ascending, I think the competition in the NFC South is a little bit better than the East.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
so that's something he's gonna have to deal with. And then who knows what the hell the NFL schedule makers are gonna make out for him.
Yep, I totally agree with that. We talked about Teddy. John, we can go down to Dallas now next. The Dallas Cowboys, they kind of did an ass backwards, if you think about it. Oh, there's a $5 for the swear jar. They signed Amari Cooper, 5 years, $100 million contract, and then they signed the offensive line. They took care of their offensive line, and they took care of a defensive guy, and then they went and just franchise tagged Dak Prescott. Kind of backwards way of doing it. They actually let Amari hit the free agent market, and then hours later signed him to that contract. So, but Dallas did sew up both their guys. They did lose Jason Witten though. Jason Witten did sign a 1-year deal with the Los Angeles Raiders. Excuse me, or no, Las Vegas
Las
Raiders.
Vegas Raiders, right?
But yeah, so Witten is gone. He's in there with John Gruden. But yeah, how about them Dallas Cowboys?
Hey, hey man, Jason Witten is turned into a.
Guys,
This, hold on, you freeze that. Jason Witten is turned into a folklore like legend. You know what I'm saying? From the retires, goes to the booth. He's okay in the booth. Goes back to the field, to the Cowboys. Now he's back in Las Vegas playing for the man. It's crazy. But no, man. Can Dak Prescott really be happy? Can he really be happy? I think Tony. I think if the positions things were different, man. Tony Romo gets that money. I don't know why. I don't know why Tony
Tony
Romo
did
gets
get
that
his
money.
money.
I don't know why. I don't know why they don't have no faith in Dak, but they just don't have tremendous faith in Dak. This is on a year by year basis, man. That's kind of unfortunate, man. The other moves, man, the Cowboys made kind of makes sense. Um, their their division still gonna be competitive too. I can't imagine. I can't. I will imagine that. I can imagine. No, I will imagine that the Giants will take a step forward. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Philadelphia. Maybe Philadelphia kind of lays flat. I don't know. You know what I mean? But um, Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
we'll see, man. We'll see. I just hope that the locker room stays solid.
Yeah. Last note I have Austin Hooper signing with the Browns. So the Browns get another tight end, which they had David Njoku already.
Mm-hmm.
So the Browns add themselves another tight end. They also signed Case Keenum. So Baker, if you ain't getting it done, they're going to bring in old boy Case. Not that I don't think he'll be replaced for good. I just think they're going to sit him down and say, listen, kid, you got to get your stuff together. See, I said stuff there. You got to get your stuff together or else we got this backup Case Keenum who fell off the face of the earth after he left Minnesota.
Man, our biggest Cincinnati Bengals fan, Mike Kelly, is gonna be mad at me what I get to say about this Bengals, man. So the Bengals are looking good to pick Joe Burrow, as everybody knows, man, in the NFL draft. The NFL draft, as everybody knows, is still gonna be it's still an on thing. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be held a little bit differently. Obviously, we know people, whatever, but it's still gonna be. I imagine maybe NFL even has like cameras, maybe in these guys' houses somehow. Who knows, man? We live in a technological world. Who knows, man? You know, they all know who's going to be 1 through 10 at least, right? And
Right.
you can make a media event. But the Bengals are going. The Bengals had the first pick. We all know who they're going to pick. Um, but some of these other decisions they've made, they paid $53 million for a nose guard, which is outrageous. They franchise tagged AJ Green, which I can kind of see because he didn't play all last year. But it kind of leaves fans and you know what's going on with AJ? Is he going to be here after next year? Because like usually AJ wide receivers don't get 2-3 years franchise tags. So very seldom, very seldom. You know what I mean? So Bengals doing good in one hand for the future. You know what I'm saying? Because they have some pretty good picks. They could, you know what I'm saying, as far as talent they could bring in, but overpaying in free agency. Um,
Oh, yeah.
Overpaying in free agency, and then like doing, like I said, doing long time Bengals, kind of funky. It's gonna be bad business. So sorry, Mike Kelly. Sorry to you, the Bengals.
Dang. Um, that's kind of all I have NFL wise for this evening. I mean, we'll pick up next week with some more NFL talk.
Oh yeah,
Pretty sure.
oh yeah.
Some of those sporting events, real quick. I forgot to mention the Kentucky Derby postponed, happening in the first weekend of September. Going to be badass. Planned in September. The Masters, so could be getting played in October. A weekend in October mysteriously opened up in the Augusta calendar. So Augusta with a little fall foliage. Hello, friends. Get Jim Nance down there on a Sunday.
Hold on, is Jim Nance gonna be there?
So that'll be interesting to
They
see
better
as
pay Jim
well.
Nance the money. They better show Jim Nance the money.
They
Tony Romo got.
they better.
We don't even talk about that. Tony Romo got $17 million somehow, and he don't
We
even work.
talked about that last show.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, he don't even. Yeah, man. Jim Nance better get. They better up Jim Nance's pay.
Yeah. Final two things I have, John. WrestleMania. They
Oh my God.
moved it to a performance center, and now Rob Gronkowski has announced it's going to be a 2-night show. What the? Come on, Vince.
Yeah.
Come on.
For one, who saw Rob Gronkowski actually, you know what I'm saying, retiring from the NFL in 1 year, and basically 1 year removed. Now it's gonna be part of freaking WrestleMania.
He's like
Oh
refrigerator.
my. He's like refrigerator. He's like Rodman. He's like Karl Malone. He's like all the other guys
Lawrence Taylor.
all Lawrence Taylor. You know what I'm saying? All the football guys who come over. Man, I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard to watch WrestleMania. It's gonna be hard to experience WrestleMania without.
Vince says the show must go on.
It does, and he strongly believes in that, man. So somehow he'll figure it out. Somehow he'll figure it out.
Last thing I got, The Walking Dead. You know, we always have to do our entertainment segment.
Spoiler
The
alert.
Walking Dead.
Turn off. Right
Spoiler alert! If you haven't watched, turn it off now.
Yep.
Alpha's dead, John. I tried so hard not to give it away to you when I texted you. I watched it like 3 days earlier. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait for John to watch this show." Negan just done.
That son of a gun, man. When I thought he had betrayed us, just when I thought that he had gone over and wanted to be a skinwalker, like these people walk. I don't know. These whisperer people walk with the dead. They got a guy that talks to the dead. I don't know, man. If you're not a fan of the show, I advise you to go back and watch the past 8 seasons, and then you become addicted, just like I have, just like me and Brandon have become. Pins and needles. I'm always on the edge of my seat watching Walking Dead, and they built up this villain, this new villain, right, named Alpha. If you're not privy to it, and she's just as bad as any other villain that we've seen. She is tact.
Yeah.
She's a taskmaster. She enjoys pain. She enjoys inflicting pain. She
She's crazy.
she's crazy. She has no fear. She's man. Anything in a leader, you know what I'm saying, they kind of put into this character, man. So man, and the only way to get her, the only way to get close to her was to send a Trojan horse. And so man, you know, the good guys in this particular, you know what I'm saying, in this particular equation has to plan to get close to her. Trojan horse
Shout out
her.
Carol.
Yeah, right. The master planner. And they got her. It cost them a lot. It did cost them some collateral. They did, you know what I'm saying, they suffered some losses, man. If you look at it from a war versus, you know what I'm saying, perspective. But man, they got her real good. The problem is there's still another leader of that particular tribe, the Whisperers, and they still got a horde of
What's the story behind that?
goblins.
I want to
What
know
you mean?
about Beta. What's the story with this Beta when that one guy's like, I thought it was you. I want to know what this backstory is with who Beta was. I think we're going to go into a couple episodes at some point just talking about his bringing up.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. The only thing I know is what they kind of said in a couple episodes prior to this one. Beta, wasn't he like a serial killer?
I think so.
Yeah, so he's a serial killer that on the day of reckoning, you know what I'm saying? here he was. Oh my God, this is what he loves doing, killing people. He's all about it.
Yeah.
So,
So that'll be interesting to
but I'm
see.
sure, yeah, they're probably gonna flesh him out. He's probably gonna, knowing this, he's probably gonna get the upper hand now at some point.
I can't wait when they roll that head
Oh my
out
God, they
to
talk off
Beta them and say we
Vader a
got her.
zombie and everything. That shit's crazy. But man,
So
she deserved it.
they'll throw that to Beta and it'll be great to
Oh my
see.
gosh, she deserved it. Oh my gosh, she
Yeah.
deserved it. She was a horrible villain. Horrible villain.
I guess next episode is we're not going to get too much. I don't think we're going to get that section of it on the next show. I think the next show they're going to do is all Michonne, when she's finally going to that island. So it's probably going to be 2 episodes before we see anything ramifications from the death.
Probably.
We'll Are you going to continue to watch Walking Dead? The last show you said if Alpha's dead, you're done.
No, I said it.
You said it. I went back and watched it.
I said if Alpha's dead.
No, you said if Alpha's dead because I can't keep going through with it.
No, I said after this season. I said after this season I'm done. Or if Rick come back. Well, if Rick come back, I'll come back. If Rick come back on the last episode, man, he come back, man. I have faith back in the Walking Dead. Rick's been gone too long.
All right. Any last things tonight, John, from you?
Man, just a little Corona. I say that wrong all the time, man. People, man, just stay. Just remember to listen to our news and media outlets, man. If you don't really believe them, you know what I'm saying. I get it. Check out www. Brandon put it up. CDC.gov. You can always go there. You can also go to the World Health International. It's online. You can also go there and get information. And it's valuable. It's legit. It's not clouded. It's not politically judged. It's not politically split. It's legit information about how to fight and how to protect yourself against a particular virus, man. I want everybody to get through this. Everybody watching this right now, I want everybody, you know what I'm saying, to once we get out of quarantine, to remember, like, hey, man, remember that it was just a time that we had to go through and we got through it together. That's the thing. We got to get it through together. So listen to what these people are saying about remaining clean, remaining, you know what I'm saying, safe space from one another, and remaining quarantine. I know it may seem like the end of the world. It does like that to me sometimes, man. But I am the picture of positivity, as Brandon kind of alluded to, man. We always have to remain positive, even in dim hours. I ain't gonna say dark hours. I'm gonna say dim hours. I don't want to get too preachy, man.
Mm-hmm.
But if you believe in science and you believe in spirituality, as I do, put them both together, man. And that's what we got to do to get through this all. Outside of that, man, you know, like I said, listen to what they say and just do the same home remedy things your grandma, your great grandma, your mom.
Wash your hands.
Told you to do. You know, wash your hands, cover your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Whoops.
Go.
Get yourself some hand sanitizer. Come on.
Hand sanitizer. Go like this when you cough. Also, wouldn't be bad to get you some immune system boost. You know what I'm saying? Little vitamins, maybe once every 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Vitamins,
Mm-hmm.
vitamin C, vitamin D.
I picked mine up.
Yeah, wouldn't help you. Wouldn't be bad. Little orange juice. If you don't like orange juice, get you some hot tea for you granolas out there. Vegans out there, get you some green tea, or get you some I know miso soup. You can get that too. I know I probably said it wrong, but you get some miso soup too, man. It's all these things
And
have
what
good.
and what store? What store can all these people get this stuff from?
Oh, they got them, and every store got a Whole Foods. Every store pretty much got a healthy food section. You know what
I
I'm
was trying to
saying?
give you a shout
And
out.
man, don't be giving Target no shout out. Target, Target pretty much got a whole. Target pretty much has a healthy food section, as does Walmart, as I know most Krogers do as well. As I know all these have as well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Whole Foods as well, man. Anywhere, I am a fan. I like to eat, and you know what I'm saying. And I will eat unhealthy, but I also eat healthy as well, man. So like I said, man. I would load up if I were you, and I am you, just like because I'm in this mess too, man. Load up on your green vegetables, load up on your green beans, load up on your lettuce, load up on your peas, man. Everything that you said you didn't like as a little kid, you know what I'm saying, load up on those things. These things have a high concentration of vitamin C and vitamin D in them, and zinc, things that help boost our immune system. So and also
Absolutely.
water. Bring plenty of water, plenty of water, plenty of water. I ain't say pop. I just say, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be your WebMD or Dr. Oz, man. I'm just saying these are the things that kind of help you. So do them. Water. There you go. H2O. Outside of that, Brandon,
By the way,
go ahead.
to lost in all this translation, which I didn't realize it until about 30 minutes ago. Today's the 3-year anniversary of the beginning of Crossroads Sports.
You said that. Yeah, you said today is? If today's the
It
Oh
started
wow.
3 years
Man,
ago
time flies
today.
when you have fun.
March 18th, 2017, Crossroads Sports was born. Before that was Reef's Take, but yeah, 3-year anniversary. So happy birthday, Crossroads Sports. We've done quite a bit since then, John, and I plan to keep doing more, my
Right.
man, as long as
Right.
God willing.
Right. As long as God willing, man. You
So
know what I'm saying? Very informative show. I'm proud of it.
absolutely. So, all right, everybody, thank you again. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay home. Let's get through this, and let's get these sports back, and let's get back to living our lives the way they're supposed to be. But until then, quarantine yourself, stay healthy. Thanks, everybody.